I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
Today's Discover New Music, honored to have them here from Bush. Their new album, I Beat Loneliness, out now. It dropped on the 18th. Mr. Gavin Rossdale. Gavin, thanks for taking the time, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
Let's start with the title of the album, I Beat Loneliness. I'm interested. Is that from a introspective point of view? Is it a shared introspection? Who's it aimed at? Who's it coming from, I guess?
The funny thing was, I thought it was about time we did a record with a cover of the band. I wanted to do a picture of the band because I thought we had never done that, so I thought how fun to do that. And then I thought, is that We Beat Loneliness? Is that I Beat Loneliness? I thought, four dudes. Then I thought, those other three don't want to be shackled with my brain. So therefore, they'd be like, listen, we play the music, whatever. He can say what he likes. They don't have to stand by it. So, it's just a really powerful phrase. That was probably one of the first things I thought of when I began writing for the record. And it just seemed to sum up what was important. And everyone has been talking so much about mental health, which is a much more healthy, open dialogue. I've been trying to talk about it for years, and in some ways that's been synonymous with the band. What it's meant to people is the kind of lyrics they can connect to, whatever the songs are. So I always find this thread between people that I meet to do with the band. And so it really gave me confidence to go write a record where I could try and just be as incisive and honest as I could be when I'd write. And so everything was as base as possible. Like, I'd Beat Loneliness, or we're all the same on the inside, or everyone is broken, I'm here to save your life, 60 ways to forget people. All these things were like different daily mantras and things that I was going through, and different confessions. It's very confessional. Let's see how that pans out. But people are connecting to it.
As they do with Bush. I like that you kind of play therapist and therapist goer at the same time on that. I like it. Big album too, by the way, album number 10, double digits. For a band at Bush's level, I mean, you guys have seen it all. You've played it all. You recorded it all. I'm interested. Did anything maybe stick out with I Beat Loneliness compared to previous records, making it, writing it, recording it?
Well, like you hope that as you go through life, you get better at what you do. So you hope that for me, it's all about editing now. I just, it's so wild. When you first make a record, like when I made 16 Stone, I didn't even know what a horizon was, Now when I make I Beat Loneliness, I go, okay, you maybe have a few good records left, but I mean, what do you got? Better make it good. Don't screw this up, and don't put any wasted tracks, no filler. And so it just, it's just really fun that each song, it was a different journey into some kind of musical experiment, some kind of put myself in an environment that in my studio, now I got better at engineering, I can just create these worlds and be in those worlds to let those words come out. And that's what I like to do. So for me, it's always like trying to staying curious, trying to learn stuff, accepting that I'm at least 25-30% ignorant of music, and just let that blindness be the magic.
Yeah. Well, and for any young artist out there, just know that Gavin Rossdale just said he's still learning. So don't beat yourself up. Also know you have a long way to go. Okay. Yeah. If Gavin Rossdale's saying it, there's still plenty of time.
That's a really good point. I mean, that's a really good point that you make, because one thing that I am really obsessed about is that people are obsessed now. I have kids, with a finished product, and nobody sees the importance of the journey. And me writing a record that's really sort of confessional and open, and that's someone who seemingly has I'm a really successful working musician. That's my role. That's how I see my job. Successful working musician, and I create my momentum every day. I create that, and so I made a record that's really honest. So it's like, look, everybody's struggling. I'm struggling at times, and makes people feel seen and heard, and not expecting everyone to be the finished product of things. We're all an evolution. Every day, a little bit better. That's it. That's all you can do.
I love that. And that line in there, you create your own momentum every day. I think that's super important.
Yeah.
And now we see this now in the latest momentum as we continue on the Bush journey that we're on with I Beat Loneliness. Do you have a favorite track on the record, or maybe one that speaks to you a little bit more than the others?
I think the title track, I Beat Loneliness, has an insistence about it that whenever I write really good guitar parts, I'm super excited because I'm traditionally a songwriter, and guitar used to always be like I would have a bed of chords, but I've always been with other guitar players who are so good that I just need to lay the skeleton down, and then they're off and running and making it sound way better than I did, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then obviously as I've, worked and matured and got better at guitar, written more and more, interesting things. And so when I get something right, like, so for me, I'd be loneliness is like that. The riff is right. I go, okay, that's right. That's good. It's like making the best bit of fried chicken. You go, that's great. There's nothing I can't beat that. You take a big bite. I play that back. I'm like, okay, that's really good. So I have it now. It's so fun. I'm on stage, and this behind me, they come with that powerful song. It's exhilarating, and it's so fun that just came from such a small place, like where it did come from.
Yeah, I love it.
So,
Well, again, it's a big album. I believe there's 13 tracks, 12 tracks
12,
on that,
40,
which
43 minutes.
43 minutes. That's a big record, and I know, like you said, kind of really breaking it down on the engineering side, obviously the writing side, the musical side, a really big epic, I think, for Bush and Bush fans, especially new music in 3 years and diving back into it, and that's not a big chunk of time, but it is. Was it easy kind of getting back into that writing mentality, that producing
No,
mentality?
the thing is that we had the loaded greatest hits record in the middle, so we got to write one song, "Nowhere to Go But Everywhere,"
Hmm.
and then do the greatest hits, which took a load of time. Just
Yeah.
to so actually, what I did is I said, in order to not feel a bit creatively fraudulent, because I'm a songwriter first. Career wise, I went and I wrote a bunch of songs, like 9 songs.
Yeah.
And so when I came back at the end of last year, I finished in November or something, October, November. They're like, okay, let's think about the new record. And so as opposed to having nothing, I had a stockpile of songs that I'd written earlier in the year, and I hadn't listened to, nothing, had forgotten about, just left them alone intentionally. And
Hmm.
so I went in and I worked with Eric, then I did it the other way around. Normally I write with a producer or with Chris, they'll give me music, maybe if I ask for some music, or
Yeah.
things will happen, or Tyler. But this one, I was like, I'll do it different. So I went and see Eric and I said, let's just write songs together first. Forget the songs I've got. So I did a few songs with Eric. That was really fun and just changed up the thing,
Yeah.
did it different, and came in the building from a different door. And then I said, oh, I've got these songs. So we just transferred those over. He goes, these are great. So then we put the band on everything. The band comes in, plays on it all.
Yeah.
Then we made the record, we're done. It was the sort of the weirdest, strangely not subdued, but just calm. It was like a sort of and you see those like really amazing futuristic kitchens where they cook slowly but assured and everything's working right. There's something about that. I mean, there's a lot of probably when I was, doing the bare bones of the songs, there's probably a bit more effort than it sounds.
Yeah.
But actually finishing it off and doing it with everyone was a really simple and organic process where it just all came together nice and quickly. And I think you feel that the record has this sort of everything's at the same time and recorded at the same time and written at the same time. And so it has a consistency. And then the themes are consistent.
Yeah.
It's definitely my most consistent record because that's just the way that it turned out. The whole intention was different. Before I've
Yeah.
written 20 songs, 25 songs, then you choose the best choruses.
Mhm.
You choose the best songs, maybe not the best themes.
Yeah.
You're left on, you go, hey, I meant the thing about the rainforest and the sort of the Ecuadorian jungle. Where's my songs now? And they were abandoned at 17 and 18. They got booted out. So So this was
Well,
more like, each song was precise.
yeah, I love that, and again, when you look at the lineup, and again at the title track and building from that, and that theme there, whether introspective or whoever's taken it, it's interesting to see that ease in it from your or hearing about the ease of it compared to maybe some other things and how well it came together. Well, I can't wait for everyone to get their hands on the record again. I Beat Loneliness. It's out now. Go get it, Bush. You won't be disappointed. Before we get to rapid fire and we kind of wrap this up here, and you can tell me to piss off of this question if you want to, but you got a
Piss
big
off.
birthday. already gone. You got a big birthday coming
Piss
up.
off didn't even work. Look, piss off didn't even work. Piss off twice.
I'm a journalist. I got to get to it. You got a big birthday coming up in October. You're turning 60. And I know as you get older, there comes a point where everyone, all they're doing every year is going, how you feeling at 50? How you feeling at 51? And it just goes on and goes on until you die. But how does Gavin, the man, the artist, the rock star, how does he feel on the precipice of 60 and this new album?
In like a mixture of deep shock and gratitude. Shock and gratitude, shock and awe. In there, there was a time in my life, I am not ashamed to admit, where I thought 40 was death. I thought 40 you were dead. I just thought, don't you die at 42? I was just like so ignorant and young and disrespectful to the process of aging, I guess. That's the gift of youth. You're allowed to be an idiot about these things. So no, it's obviously the funny thing about it is that as you ask me that, as anyone asks that, we also turn another click closer to wherever we're going. Mm-hmm. So it's this universal aging thing, which the Buddhists talk about as one of the four forms of suffering, major forms of suffering. So I'm going to take the view that you can't beat biology. So it's a drag that things are running out, time's running out. However, it's such an incredible world. There's so many incredible things to do. And we need to spend time being grateful for what is going on in the world, grateful for what you have, and just curious. And then I love the Bukowski idea that, your life is about looking for someone to not grow old with, but it's about looking for someone to grow young with. And so you just have this mindset. And then, look, in 20 years, I'm going to be a fucking burden. You know what I mean? I said to my kids, like my dad, I said to my son, I said to my 11-year-old, I was like, it's a bit of a drag. I can't believe it. I'm on this precipice. He goes, yeah, Dad, but you've got to do all those tattoos and a six-pack.
See, there you go.
I was like, oh, I love you. So good. So good. But I said, yeah, but in 20 years, you're going to worry when I walk away from you guys at the table, go to the bathroom. If the stairs, you're going to be worried, is he all right? You know what I mean? I don't know what it is,
Well, I tell you what, I love your outlook, and more importantly, you're aging like a fine wine, and you're still making great music. So we appreciate you. You got to tell me your secret, because I look older than you, and I don't know what I got to do to fix that. But I Beat Loneliness, Bush. It's out now. Before you go, quick rapid fire. I do this with everyone. We're just going to get to know you. No wrong answers. Just go with your gut. Let's start simple. I asked another 90s icon, Jerry Cantrell, the same question. When it comes to 90s fashion, flannel shirt or combat boots?
Flannel shirt.
The Kinks or the Clash?
The Clash.
Fish and chips or full English breakfast?
Full English.
Oh, very nice. Blood sausage. I like that stuff. Bigfoot
no beans.
No beans? No beans. Yeah. Yeah. Beans in the morning seems a little weird, you guys, but hey, we won't worry about that.
It's bullshit.
Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster? Who do you want to see?
Loch Ness.
Would you rather get a Chuck Norris roundhouse at 100% power or a Mike Tyson punch at 50% power?
Where's the roundhouse kick going?
Like, good question. How about, yeah, I mean, it's got to be right to the jaw, right there.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. Take Mike Tyson to the body all day long.
And at 60, your kids are probably going to worry. In 20 years, for sure, they're going to be worried if that happens. Last one, and
thanks
I did
for reminding me of that.
Yeah, right.
The funny thing is, you know what? The funny thing about this fucking birthday bullshit is that I don't think about it unless someone asks me in an interview. Like,
I'm so sorry.
Why would I think about it? Ask yourself. Let me ask you this one question: why would I spend time on that?
That's a good point. You know what? We'll scrub that part from the interview. Last one, I did a little bit of digging before I get you out of here. For midnight songs, "King of the Mountain" or "Run with You."
Yeah. Oh man, "King of the Mountain." And you know what's really fun? And I'm not going to shout out about myself now, but I will shout out about myself at that point. When I did "King of the Mountain" back in London, I had all my friends, and we got together for the 12-inch, which was like the remix, the big thing. Had everyone come to the studio and sing "King of the Mountain, top of the world." And it was like such a great moment. I mean, it went nowhere, and I didn't know what I was doing, and nor did the band. That's why. But we didn't really have a point of view. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Just lacked. It lacked what I sort of. I just wasn't learning how to speak. I just literally decided I should be in a band. 6 months later, I was in a band and I was signed because I had a knack for writing songs.
Yeah.
So I was signed early on, but just finding my way, like just madly sort of finding my way. Like Bush was the first band I played music in. Yeah. The other two bands I was in, I didn't do the music. So I was always, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thankfully to them, because I didn't play instruments, but like they did the music they believed in, and then I did the music that I believed in. So that's how it went.
It worked out. Well, hey, once you're done listening to Gavin's first band, Midnight, then go get the new record, "I Beat Loneliness" from Bush. Gavin, thank you for humoring me. More importantly, thank you for talking new music, brother. I really appreciate it.
Man. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, buddy.
All the best, man. Take care.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.